Good day, brother Ethan.
Hey, brother Kai, how you doing today?
It's good to hear you.
I'm sorry, I'm still finishing up at work. I apologize.
It's okay, not to worry. You could take your time. I'm not busy after this, so we could take our time.
I'm good. Really happy to hear that. Okay. I don't know if you can see me.
Looks like you're in the cockpit of a plane.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me. Hello? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now, brother Ethan? Hello? 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 Testing. Mic check. 1 2 1 2. Check check.
Okay, all right. Now we are live. Okay, okay. Well, brother Kai, I gotta say I'm in a weird setting right now. I'm in the middle of work, but I had to make this happen. So
if it's very fashionable what's happening right now. You're like a media nomad.
yes, I am very much so. I'm sitting in a Tesla, but I'm happy I
Ooh.
could talk.
Oh wow, is it one of those the big Teslas?
Yeah, one of those big Teslas with the gull wing doors.
Wow, are those the ones that have the bulletproof windows?
Yeah, well, not well,
That's
but
amazing.
you look different, brother Kai. Looking good.
I'm always changing. People say I look like I'm like water, you know. I'm always changing. Depends what time
Yeah,
of day you see me.
yeah.
I think I'm going to let my hair grow. I'm going to try to let my hair grow to grow long again. See how long I can leave it long. I want to.
I see that. Yeah,
Yeah, I want to. And you're looking very well. You're looking very tanned.
yeah.
It's
I've been
always it's
outdoors.
so Yeah, it's so nice to see and hear from you, brother Ethan. I apologize for last week. I could not go to be at a meeting, but something happened, and I really needed to be there. So thank you so much for your patience, and I'm glad that we are here now. That's what's important, isn't it?
That's super important. So, yeah, maybe I can put in between the seats. Yeah.
Oh wow, this is very comfortable. I feel like I'm sat in the car with you.
Okay. That's better.
Okay. So you're working, is you're working, traveler, you're traveling as you're working? Are you just, what's happening?
So this is we we are beta testing the self-driving capabilities of the Tesla vehicle. I just need to sit in the car and monitor. Also, we pick up. Uh, this is part of we are providing service to the commuter. It's like free Uber. Well, it's not like free Uber. It is free service. We pick up riders from all across this part of the city, and everything is free.
So do you have to mark it? Is there like a survey you take after you've done it?
Yeah, yeah. We do a survey and we do an app which records the metrics of the vehicle. Um, I just have to log, obviously, the meters to and where they
Mm. So, brother Ethan, your audio is not that clear, but I can still make out what you're saying. It's okay. Doesn't matter really. Words are words, you know.
go.
Words are just words, man. It's all sound, isn't it? It's all noise. It's like we're two chipmunks or two chimpanzees or two squirrels hanging out, eating some nuts. So we're always making some noise together. We're hanging out, you know, and sometimes one might say to the other, hey, you know, today looks like it's good weather. And the other one says, yeah, it looks like good weather. But I heard it might rain. Yeah, it might rain. That's what most conversations are like. Yeah, most conversations that I hear and also that I take part in, most of them are like that. Just noise, really. We're just stating things that are very surface, just scratching the top, not being, you know, being a bit too shy, a bit too afraid of really expressing ourselves. So we speak on, but it's what that's not said that we feel. When I'm sat here face to face with my brother and I see that in his being he's starting to swell. I know that it's not the words that I'm saying, it's that I'm here with him, sharing this moment, that we are sharing this space. No words need to be spoken because all is happening right now. We are a part of this beautiful picture. Yes, we do see from our own unique perspectives. I through my eye, you through you eye. Together we are a part of the same landscape. And it's when we acknowledge this, when we start to realize that everything is happening at the same time, isn't it? And we are starting to feel that whatever it was that we was feeling not comfortable about, or that we was not wanting to express, doesn't really matter as well. We're just hanging out, really. Just hanging out here. We could be sat in a car. We could be sat on the beach. We could have made a treacherous journey up the mountain. And now we are here standing on top of the peak. And we look back in hindsight, woof, that was a task, wasn't it? Haven't we done well? Haven't we look at our scars and our wounds. And then we finally now we can start to look around us that we are on top of this mountain. The sky up here looks the same as it did down there. You know, that expectation, that anticipation of any moment seems so trivial sometimes, maybe great. But once we experience it, while we're experiencing it, if we are just experiencing it, we're just experiencing it, isn't it? But then when we take a little breather, a little breath, we realize that really it's just trivial as well. We're on top of this mountain. It's no different to me and you sat in this car. Everything we did, everything that we have experienced up to this moment has already happened. And this too here that we are experiencing now will be just a memory, like footprints in the snow. As we move forward, we make footprints, do we not? Some of us walk around in circles, tracing over our own footsteps, stepping over the same one, not wanting the footprints to disappear. And then there are those who just walk ahead, knowing that as they walk ahead, the falling snow will cover those footprints. They know that they will make new footprints, like footprints in the sand, by the ocean, by the beach. And we're walking, isn't it? Feet sinking into the sand. And we know as the wave and the tide comes in, those footprints just disappear as well. It's always about the present moment, always. So no matter how much I speak, brother, no matter how much we converse and we just make noise, the present moment can only be experienced. It can't be described in words. So whatever we are feeling, acknowledge it, savor it, isn't it? Because we know that this too will one, like footprints, will just disappear. If we hold on to whatever it is that is making us feel a certain way, it is like in search of an elephant that we are sat on. Remember this. Like searching for the footprints of the elephant that we are sat on. We realize that now is no matter what we are feeling, just So Brother Ethan, it's nice, that you have, made time to share with me. And it's beautiful that even wherever you are, it doesn't matter where you are, you're in the car now. I can imagine in the future sometime you might be on top of a mountain. It's beautiful that we are able to connect like this, isn't it? It's nice. And I know that whenever we are face to face like this, we remind each other of certain things, isn't it? We remind each other of certain things. But also, it's sometimes just a little acknowledgement that, there's someone out there that loves me. Yes, there is someone out there that acknowledges me, that has seen my ups and downs, that has seen how far I have come. But this here, like I say, this is found within yourself as well. Very often I will look at some of my videos, I will look and I think, this is a nice moment. And I can sometimes remember being that avatar that is being recorded or that is present on the screen. And then sometimes it makes me think, oh yes, I've learnt from then. But I know how it feels to know that someone acknowledges you, isn't it? But this is why I use watching the breath. Because when we are in search of someone to, uphold our perspective or acknowledge our existence, it can be difficult sometimes. So for myself, I watch my breath. When I say my breath, I just watch the ability that this body allows or blossoms and withers with the coming and going of the breath. That there is the acknowledgement that I need. I want to tell you about a conversation that I had today, and it's relating to this. So there was a time when I was practicing, and I said to them, it's similar to in the beginning where you are learning something new. Someone is showing you something, or you have seen something that you want to learn. In the beginning, there are many questions like, oh, am I doing this right? Am I doing this wrong? So for myself, when it came to this temple of flesh and blood, I did not know who to listen to. My father, my grandfather, I used to watch them, they never talked in words. It was always monkey see, monkey do. But for me, it was when I started to really watch a constant within myself. Was I'd question myself, like, who do I listen to? The answer was not who, but what should I listen to? And the answer came with the breath. Because the breath is a constant. So whenever I did my qigong, whenever I did my movements, I would watch the breath. And this was something that was not so obvious watching my father and my grandfather and my auntie practice. It was not obvious at all. But something within me just recognized this. So when I practiced, I just kept on watching the breath. I was no longer questioning whether I was doing something right or wrong. And when I was continually doing this, eventually something was discovered. I realized within myself that there was a certain honesty that was involved with watching the breath. By watching the breath, I realized that the body will move however it wanted to move. And that was something that I could not control, or I tried that I was controlling, but I should not control. So that's where the honesty stems from. By watching the breath and allowing the body to express itself, that there is honesty. So with these things, these little things that are contained within myself, I don't need to search outside for it. It's always here. I don't need no acknowledgement. I need no external reminders. Just little mechanisms, little gems, little treasures deep, deep down inside me that remind me to do these things. It's nice that, when we look at people and they inspire us, that's nice, isn't it? But it's even nicer still when we can find that inspiration within us. And like I say, just watch the breath. The breath is a teacher. The more we watch, the more we observe, we start to recognize things. And many of it is coming from inside, internally. Yes, we live in a world, isn't it, where there's a lot of things happening. Woo! There's a lot of fireworks, man. A lot of distractions. Wow. A lot of parties. I'm mortal. I want to take part. I want to partake. But within myself, I'm always got that compass. And the reason why that I have this compass, that I use this compass, is because, I lived a life where I didn't use it. And that led me down a path that I do not wish to return to. I'm lucky. You know, we say this, isn't it? We don't know until we know. Sometimes we need to kind of go rock bottom before we realize that there's a different way of doing things. So I'm lucky. And we all kind of have our rock bottom moments. I personally believe that we kind of need those rock bottom moments. Whenever I come across an individual that is kind of going through a down moment, and I have to thank them. I'm like, wow, like thank you for, playing that role at the moment. And like, I'm really excited for you. I know it feels like shit. I know it feels like you're going through a hard time, but man, I've been there, and I thank you so much. Like, I'm really excited as well that you're in that present state of moment. Enjoy it. But then I have to remind them, isn't it? No regrets. You know now. Because I was there. You know what I mean, isn't it? When you've been around the block, when you've been here a bit longer than the new people coming along, you kind of see little things that you recognize. I don't like to be that type of person that says, you shouldn't do that. Don't go down that route. If you want to touch the fire, sometimes you need to get. Sorry, brother Ethan, I'm just ranting. Well, it's, brother Ethan, I'm, I'm glad, that you contact me. I'm glad that there is still a connection there, isn't it? Because I have faith, that your journey now is your journey, and every now and then you might need a reminder. But I want you to tell you that whenever you need a reminder, you're helping me to remind myself too. It goes both ways. It goes both ways. Things might not feel that they're going well or right. Embrace it, Really embrace it. Which was, if we try to run away from things, just don't learn nothing. We know this. When we try to hide things, all the lies that we used to do, you know what happens when we lie, isn't it? It just eats up inside. There's no need for it, man. I'm not saying not to do it. If you want to do it, then so be it. But man, it feels nice to be naked. That makes sense, isn't it? It feels nice to be naked and not give a fuck. Like just completely open, like open. Completely open. I want to tell you a story that's relating to this. So there was a time when I was going through some things myself. I'd come out of a divorce. It was very sad. It was with my son's mother, my second marriage. I was very sad, But what happened is this: me and my friend Sharmini, we decided to take some acid. We got it from a friend. And we asked the friend, hey, how strong is this? And the friend said, it's all right. So me and Sharmini, we bought 4 microdots, and we took 2 each. So, we went down towards the canal, and we're walking, and then all of a sudden, the first wave, it comes. And we know how it is on acid, isn't it? Little waves of things start coming. Brother, this first wave, it was not a wave, it was a tsunami. It was so strong. We looked at each other. We need to go into nature. We need to get out of this place. So we managed to get to a park, but it was a Monday, a bank holiday, and it was very busy. There was families with young children, enjoying the beautiful spring sun. And by then, both me and Shamli were just having our acid, our experience. But in my perspective, there were certain archetypes that appeared, isn't it? Certain archetypes. But for me, it happens every time when I do acid. I haven't done it for some time. But whenever I do acid, I always have this archetype of dying. Of being very scared in the beginning of dying, But then for whatever reason, I just give into it. I surrender. Because death is very terrifying, isn't it? To some. If not, it's probably the most terrifying thing. Even the thought of it, of none of this ever happening, that all of this will stop. And in my trip, I just gave into it. And the moment I gave into it, my whole perspective, my whole view of everything became very lucid. I was tripping, but at the same time I was very lucid. So it was almost I had awoken up in the dream in my trip. And then I proceeded to take off all my clothes. I had nothing left to hide. It was very, for me, like symbolic of the things that were happening in my life. I took off everything. The only thing I couldn't take off was a wedding ring. It was very tight. I just couldn't take it off. I didn't spend too much time thinking about it. And as I walked in the park, I can remember young children and people just staring at me. And then before I knew it, the police came. And they were like dancing with me. In my trip, it felt like they were dancing, but really they were trying to wrestle me into the ground. And I became like like water, or like whatever I needed to be, just to dance with them. But they managed to hog. They tied up my hands, and they tied my feet, so I was like a hog tied. And they put me on a stretcher. And they took me to hospital. And they thought I was crazy. They thought this person had lost their mind. But once they were told that this person had taken acid, they changed. We all of us are, in my mind, we should be crazy, We all hold certain images, like very crystalline. Why do we have to take alcohol to become normal? Why do we need to take drugs to become normal? Why can't we just be freely expressing? Doesn't matter what we take. But the point is, it's good to be naked, isn't it? When we take drugs, it's almost like putting on clothes. It's weird. It's very backward. Why can't we just be naked? Because now when you're naked, you have nothing left to hide. You see, it's weird. Like the police officers, the moment they realized that I had taken acid, everything changed in their mind. But why did it have to be like this? Like, why couldn't I just be not taking anything and want to take my clothes off? You know, that's just the way it is. But for myself, I am naked. You know, these clothes that I adorn and all this stuff here is all it's all like it's like noise. Like I say, like when we speak, it's completely irrelevant. And then the question is now, like, what is the point of all of this if it's all irrelevant, if it's all just noise? What's the point? Like, what am I doing here? Isn't it? You're thinking, like, what? Well, what's the point of all of this? The point is that you are the point. And it is lonely, brother. But we chose to be here for a reason. It wasn't by accident. When we start questioning what is the point of all of this, it's because we've forgotten that we chose to be here, brother. It's that simple. It's that simple, and we've forgotten. When we completely acknowledge this, we wake up from the dream. When we start questioning why we're here, we are being that character again in the film. We're not aware we are a character in the film. The point is that we are the point. We chose to be here. That's it. I know what you're feeling, and I'm kind of like just dancing along, isn't it? Just slowly, you know. Slowly, I could be like a tarantula if you want. You know, it's coming along. Or I could be like, you know, like a little bird, just, you know, just reminding you, like, hey, I'm not here because I'm only here because you're here. What I recommend, brother, is when you make time again, you know, really make time to just watch your breath. If you can't watch your breath, if you can't behold it, just lie on the ground or somewhere, and just lie and just rock. Lie and just rock. Get into that rhythm of rocking, lying, rocking, lying, rocking. With your eyes closed, with your eyes open, doesn't matter. Eventually, you'll start feeling the rhythm. And if you still can't watch the breath coming out of your nostrils, you're gonna just hold the breath. Don't let it come or go. And then eventually the breath will rush in or rush out. If you do this often, eventually the breath becomes very evident. Yeah, whenever we start self-doubting, brother, we are forgetting that we are just a character. We have lost the connection to, you know, the temple, flesh and blood. That's all it is. Just have to watch the breath. So recently I came back from Mexico. It was my first time. I was very looking forward to it because I went out there to, first and foremost, I wanted to visit him. I was worried about him. I was worried. And when I got there, it was so nice to hold him in my arms, you know. And for me, I realized something new when I was in Mexico, something that my brother Prem reminded me. Because he is very, the best way I could describe my brother Prem is that he reminds me. Just when I thought I was worried about him, it was really just me missing him. And he just reminded me like, hey, everything's all right, you know. And I met many people, I met different people. But the thing that I learned the most out there was to just to realize that everything is okay. But for me, I don't like to think about things. If I'm thinking about something, I would rather just go out there. I don't want to spend too much time worrying about it. Eventually, I will make my way to US and we will meet. We will meet face to face, brother Ethan. We'll hug. Yes, and I really want to see if I can help you, you know, physically on a physical level. Yeah, we spend some time being nice, you know, to share some energy, and I'm sure that I will learn from you, because it's always mutual, always mutual.
Bro, let me buy you a ticket.
Yes. That's it. Is there any question you would like to ask me, brother Ethan?
Um, so I'm entering a new chapter of
Your voice, I cannot hear it in a moment.
brother. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's hard to hear your voice, brother Ethan. Wait, let me wait a second. Oh, wait. Oh, I understand what's happened. It's my Bluetooth. It's not your fault, brother Ethan. It's my earphones that are not working properly at the moment.
Okay.
Wait a second. Hmm. Let me see now. Okay. Okay, try talking now, brother Ethan. I have to use the speakers to listen to you.
Mic test to brother Kai. Mic test. Mic test. Can you hear me? Hello, hello, hello.
That's it. Please say.
Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me, brother Kai?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yes.
Better, better. Awesome. So, like I was saying,
So, brother Ethan, you're muted. Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, that's it. That's better, brother Ethan. Yeah, I hear you now. Yes,
Hello?
I hear you.
Hello? Hello?
I hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah, I can hear you, brother.
Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So, like I was saying, Brother Kai, I'm getting married. It's a new chapter in my life. I'm going to India in a few weeks. Well, in 2 weeks, to meet this person for the first time. But we've been talking, getting to know each other. So I'm nervous about this because there has been a lot of there has I mean it's not the only part of it, but there has been some lies to make myself look good to this new person. I mean, we have to sell ourselves in some way, but I think that's the thing that came to my mind when you started talking about this. So
Yep.
I guess that's my question.
Okay.
um
Yep. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
no, I can't.
Okay.
I can't hear you.
Testing, testing, one, two, one, two, testing, testing, one, two, one, two, testing, testing,
No, nothing.
one, two, testing, testing, one, two,
I can't.
testing, testing, one, two, testing, testing. Ooh. Testing, one, two, testing, one, two.
Hello. I still
No?
can't hear you, brother. No, nothing.
Hmm. Try, try unmute, unmute. Try.
Hello, brother. Can you hear me now?
Ooh.
Brother, can you hear me now? Mic test. Mic test. Audio test.
Hello, hello,
Anything?
hello, hello.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Testing, testing, one, two, testing, one, two.
Hmm. Hello.
Testing, one, two, testing, one, two, testing, one, two, testing, testing, one, two,
Can I call you back?
testing,
I'm gonna call you back.
testing, one, two, testing, one, two, testing, one, two. Testing, one, two.
Okay. Okay. I can hear you.
So, brother Ethan, um, I have no experience with arranged marriages, but what I do have experience is, honesty, of life. Yeah, for me, it should be the foundation of whatever we're doing. It should be the foundation of, doesn't matter if it's to do with marriage or with work or with anything, it's just how we conduct ourselves, isn't it? So when you say that we lie, I imagine it's not you. I imagine it's your family. Yeah, I imagine it's your parents have to, they believe that they must be a certain way, isn't it? Because that's how people do things. That's how the status quo does things. That's fine. That's okay. But brother Ethan, let me tell you this: go along with the ride. Have fun. I tell you why.
Yeah.
I tell you why. When you go to India and you meet that girl, she'll be in the same position as you, my brother. She'll be in the exact same. And if you just be honest, like, hey, like, I don't know what our parents are talking about, but me and you, we can just be me and you. You understand what I'm saying?
I had that conversation actually.
Yeah, it's the truth, bro. It's the truth. Because at the end of the day, let's say if you guys do get married, like where is it going to start? You need to start with honesty.
Um,
Believe, like I'm speaking from the heart here. I'm very passionate about what I'm saying right now. Let the parents be however they want to be. Like I was saying, it's just it's a game. When you become aware of this whole experience, it's just an experience. Have fun with it. But if you conduct yourself with integrity, when you meet the suitor, the girl or whoever, your prospective wife, when you guys get to talk to each other, just be honest with each other. You know, because I know, so I've been married 3 times. Yeah, I've been married 3 times, brother. This marriage that I have now, I know it's the last one. I know it's the last one. But the thing with love, this is what I realize, isn't it? Love is something you can't plan for. It's something that develops. But what you can plan for, and this is why I understand why arranged marriages can work, is you can plan for who it is that you want to be a partner with, because marriage is a partnership. So I see that as a good thing. I see arranged marriages in that way as a good thing. But the two people involved, they should be honest with each other. I don't feel that they should need to lie that, oh, I have this and I have that. Somewhere down the line, it has changed. But as someone who's aware, someone who's present, someone who has integrity, compassion, honesty within myself, when you meet that person, just be honest. Because love will develop. You know this, when you are in a good team, you know what I mean by a good team? Even if it's like when you're playing cricket, there's a love there. When when you're doing well, there's a love that's happening. Love develops. And it's so beautiful that you have a chance to kind of pick. Because for me, look, I've been married 3 times. I had to fail. You understand what I'm saying? For me personally, I feel that arrangements are good. But if they're open. So even if our parents are coming from a different angle, isn't it? A different way. With yourself, with the youngsters, when you guys meet each other, just be honest with each other. And then hopefully you can break the cycle of this dishonesty. So when your children and your offspring come to age where maybe it's their time that they want to, continue, then you can say, hey, let's find someone, but let's be honest about it. And it'll make it such a beautiful occasion. There's none of, you understand what I mean? I feel you understand what I mean. It's exciting, brother. I'm very excited for you. You never know that this, it might not go according, you might not marry this person. It'd be a good trip to India. You might even find, you understand what I mean? Just, wow. But the main thing is just, practice that self-honesty within yourself. Don't need to, in front of your parents, but when you two are alone, do you get to speak to each other alone?
Yeah, we do. I mean, we do that every day.
That's it. Man, if you're planning to get married, if you're planning to spend the rest of your life with each other, you have to think to yourself, what foundations do you want to start on? Do you want to start on lies? Or do you want to start with being naked? It relates to what I was saying before, isn't it? I could sense it. Shedding off everything. Yeah, just be naked, It's beautiful. I'm so excited for you. So excited. You are going to be an amazing father. Amazing husband. It's you feel I can see you feel kind of good now. You're feeling excited. I'm so excited for you. Oh wow. And you know what? If you're honest here, like it will show, isn't it? If that person is the same way. You understand what I'm saying? When you're honest, it will show that if the other person is the same way. You will know if they're the right person or the wrong person. If I start off with a lie and you are a liar, we will get on with each other, but our life will be a living hell. If I'm honest and you are a liar, I will feel that you're a liar. Because liars are scared of honest people. They hide. Yeah, they try to tell you like little things like, you know. But if you're both honest, that there is the foundation of a beautiful tree that will grow forever. That makes sense what I'm saying, isn't it? It's much easier like that. So much easier. The things to do with wealth and all these things, you know, like, I understand where it comes from. I understand. You know, we want to be comfortable in our life. And like as, you know, if you want to continue our lineage, we want to let the other family feel that they're going to allow their seed to, they allow, they're allowing to join with another family that's going to be more powerful. I understand all these things, but where does that come from? You know, where does that come from? It doesn't have to like we know this, isn't it? We know it doesn't feel right. We know. So with you for the next generation, you could change it, brother. That's why I'm excited. You could change it. This is the beauty of like knowing that we are avatar. This is the beauty of knowing that this life here is nothing but an experience. It's a theater. And there's this sense of complete, I don't like to say control, but I like to say, what should I say? It's like lucidity, like a lucid dream, isn't it? When you become aware of this, it becomes very lucid. Like everything you experience in your life, when you realize that you are an avatar, makes things become much more easier. Doesn't need to be complicated. And for me, I'm always, I say pay it forward, but really it's more than that. It's about, you know, leaving something a bit nicer behind all the time. Now, why am I here? What's the point of me being here? Yeah, so here's the question. What is the point of me being here? I chose to be here. But well, why did I choose to be here? Oh, maybe because I want to come back another time. So you have nothing to be worried about, brother Ethan. Nothing. I'm very excited for you. Yeah, just know that you know you are in your own with your own self that you know you're not lying, and just be aware that your parents are just wanting to the best for you. So they feel like they're obligated to lie. It's you know it's okay. It's coming from a good place. That's what I'm trying to say. It's coming from a good place. Yeah, it's coming from a good place. I've heard some stories, you know, from people in their experiences with their arranged marriages and things like this. And every single time, for me, it's always about just being people who are not being honest. You know, they're too mesmerized by all the jewelry and all the gold. Isn't it? You know, with the man, too mesmerized by it. I've seen like some amazing like videos of like you know Indian weddings where everything's very like big. You know, it's like this kind of Bollywood, you know, Bollywood wedding. It's very grandiose. A lot of characters. thinking they're in a film, isn't it? They need to be more bigger and brighter than the next. But then there's nothing wrong with just two people in love just being on a little boat on a lake and just underneath the heaven and just holding each other's hands in silence. And they are like this until one of them dies, until they're old. Now this whole Bollywood image of this big bright wedding, like wow, is the marriage going to be like that afterwards? You know, what an anticlimax. You know, we spend so much time and wealth on this wedding, but you know, how's the rest of the marriage? Is it going to be as spectacular, or is it going to be anticlimactic? But you know, the power is in the young ones, my brother. The power is in the next generation. Yeah. So I said to you before when you first started to live at home. I said to you, just play the game. You know, if your parents want you to do a certain way, do it. No worries. Because they are stuck in the what we describe as sem mind, in duality. They're not aware they are a character. So we have to be compassionate. But what we do is we go along with the ride, but we know that, hey, they're not going to be here forever. So we can change, we can break the cycle so that the next ones come after, they get a better ride. You understand what I mean, isn't it? Yeah? It's like when I roll a joint, right, I find a seed, I'm gonna take it out. So when I pass it to you, I know you're gonna have a nice drag. But if I leave the seed here, it's like I'm just being. It's not nice. It's that simple. So just go along with the ride, brother. But these are all rides that have already been built for many generations, isn't it? We don't know how long for. But as avatars, we can break the cycle. This is what you will see this symbol. You will see this mentioned many times in Buddhism or in many cultures. The ability to break the cycle. That makes sense what I'm saying, isn't it? We're not just doing it for us, we're doing it for the next generation. We're doing it for our children and our children's children. They won't know that it was us. Remember that. There's no rewards for what we do, brother. I say I'm felt yet never known. I've helped you, but you've never known me. In 1,000 years' time, I've helped someone, but they've never met me. Even now in the world, I've helped people and they've never met me. Just through the stuff that I've done. That makes sense what I'm saying, isn't it? It makes us feel like it sounds very romanticized, but I'll say it anyway. It's like we're on a mission we're unstoppable. That makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah. So brother, when you go to India, whew, go there proud. You're going there to represent not just this generation, but all the generations to come. Well, we're all flag bearers, isn't it? We're all lighthouses. That's what I said to you before. The inspiration you see in me is recognized in you. The one that you loved, your mentor that passed away, I said, man, they live on through you. So you got nothing to worry about. I'm so excited for you, bro. Really excited. I've never been to. I've been to Calcutta, but it was only I only landed there. I never stepped out. Delhi as well, like from airports. I've never been to India. One day I will. One day I will. I want to experience like some of the healers there. I really want to learn. So I've seen some videos. It's very eclectic. You feel better now, isn't it, bro, Ethan? A bit, yeah. I can feel it. I see it. It's that simple, isn't it? We are Avatar, brother. The Avatar knows Tao Chi Kai. and you're the avatar known as Ethan. And we are avatar because we know that we are character. So anything that all these characters around us put upon us, just show compassion. Go along with the ride. But the one thing that they do not have is that they have not the ability to break the cycle. We do. I'm not saying that we're better. No, 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 no. If anything, we are responsible. That makes sense. And that makes us, like I say, it's like I wouldn't like to say powerful again. It's like very ego, very romanticized. But it should give you a sense of connectedness, of being a part of something that's bigger. That makes sense what I'm saying, isn't it? It makes you feel much more connected. So where once we was alone, now we do not feel alone. Felt yet never known. Birds flying together. Birds alone flying together. But we are aware of this. So when are you going to India, brother Ethan?
I will be leaving in 2 weeks
2 years. How long for?
for 2 months.
Wow, you are going to have such a good time. I'm really happy for you. Brother Ethan, please send me some pictures, some videos. Oh my gosh.
Yes,
Oh.
absolutely. I intend to do that. I know I always I always want to send you some pictures and stuff, but honestly, I haven't been very diligent with my practice. You know,
Oh man.
I feel I feel somewhat a little guilty, but I don't know why I feel that way.
It's okay. Don't feel guilty. Remember, no regret. No regret, brother Ethan. But one day, I have a feeling that you are going to have to. Eventually, everyone has to. I mean, maybe that day, yeah, maybe that day I will have to see you in person.
I actually had a dream where we were, I think it was the same room, but I couldn't, you wouldn't pay attention to me, or I wouldn't pay attention to you. But we were in the same room.
Oh wow.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I understand. I understand that.
So, yeah, that's okay.
Oh wow. So things are looking well for you. Very well.
Yeah, slowly but surely things are moving in a I don't want to say good direction, but I think we've known each other for almost 2 years, and you did tap me into a different highway, I want to say,
Yes.
because I was like one of those things floating around in the stream, going along, but then you came along and told me, okay, there's this, you could try this, and I did. But I do feel I have to put in more time to myself,
Yeah.
and yeah.
So here's the question. Do you want to get married?
um yes,
Okay.
mostly yes,
Okay.
mostly yes.
And you've spoken to the suitor. You've spoken to your prospective wife.
we spoke we speak almost we've spoken to each other for, I think we speak about 2 hours every day for the last 2 months.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
on video call, sometimes on regular phone calls, just to get to know each other more.
That's good.
Mm.
So in 2 weeks you'll meet face to face.
Face to face. Yeah.
Wow, what else? One more can I say? I'm just excited just to watch you fold, you know? So I can really say. I will always be here to remind you and for you to remind me. What more can I say, brother Ethan? Just remember, no regrets, isn't it? Don't feel guilty. Don't feel guilty, man. But when your body starts feeling pain or aching, that's when you need to start saying to yourself, hey, oh, like why have I been like this? You understand what I'm saying, isn't it, brother Ethan? That there is something that only you can remind yourself. I can't remind you that. Only you can. Because remember what I said as well, is this relating to the generations to come, brother Ethan? Quite often I meet people where somewhere down the line they have forgotten and their body is in such a state where the character that they are playing is evil. They might not know that they are evil, but surely what they do affects everyone around them. What I'm saying to you, brother Ethan, is beware of that. That makes sense what I'm saying, isn't it? You know, I'll give you an example. You might have a 50-year-old husband, goes to work, 9 to 5, and he drinks, comes home and beats on the kids. That's pretty extreme, but I could go even more extreme than that. And I'm saying these things from real life stories where the husband comes home and rapes the kids. Somewhere down the line, they have done that. They become evil. And that started from when someone does not listen to their body. Their ego has become very tyrannical. It doesn't know it. I'm just saying this here. I'm just speaking from my heart. Because I help people from different ways, isn't it? So I just urge you when you do meet your prospective wife is go meet her naked. Start from that foundation. If you start from that foundation, your life is going to be beautiful. If you can build on those foundations, if you're both naked together, like two babes, like two children together, so you could grow together. Yes, we have the parents, they're trying to guide us in all these things here, but you look into your wife's eyes and say, my wife, one day your parents and my parents will be gone, and we will be the parents. What kind of parents do we want to be for our children? Was many people, they live under the shadow of their parents. That there is not right. That's like slavery. But that also is to do with the body as well. If you look after your vehicle will provide you the life whatever life you want. Maybe introduce to your wife like the breathing, just the watching the breath. Maybe you guys can just do it together. It's nice if you have someone you guys can do it together. That could be a game changer. You could be one of those modern families. I don't know what modern means, but like it's something different. Something different. Because we all know, we've all experienced happiness, man. We've all experienced somewhere down the line, even if it's for a split second. Sadly, there are those that have never experienced happiness. but for a majority of us, I believe that we have experienced some happiness. Now, why can't we experience happiness for most of our lives, especially with our kids? If you can provide a life where your children have young memories, memories of happiness, young memories, it's going to be a good foundation for them. Because memories of happiness comes from a honest and loving foundation. When I look back on my childhood, there was moments where I felt completely at ease. I could lie down in the garden, and just feel safe. Was my parents had offered that kind of space. It's nice to have that, isn't it? Be so beautiful. So you're looking forward to being a father, my brother? Oh man, I don't want to give the game away, but it's amazing, man. It's amazing to oh man, I don't want to give the game away, isn't it? But it's amazing.
Oh,
It's so amazing, and it really reinforces what we talk about Avatar. You'll see what I mean when you watch your children as they develop. You'll see that moment when the character really settles. You'll see what I'm talking about. When we're first born into the world, there is this pure essence, but as we get on, the essence slowly starts dwindling. But if you practice, you will always see that essence in everyone, even if they can't see it, which helps. So how long is the flight from you're in Florida, isn't it?
yes, I'm in Miami, so it takes a bit. Yeah, I fly to Dubai, and then from there I fly to India.
Oh wow. Would you say it's about 20 hours?
Yeah, flight time is about um yeah 20 hours, and then 4 hours in airports.
Yeah,
So
well, stopovers. Oh
yeah,
wow.
yeah.
When was the last time? Have you been to India before?
I'll tell you, it's very grounding. Every time I go back to India, I feel like I like. I mean, I sat through one of these things.
Say again. Oh, you need to say that again?
So every time I go to India, it's very grounding. It's like one of these sessions.
Yes.
Um, there's like brazen honesty, like thrown at your face.
Yes.
Mhm.
That's
So
good.
last time, like 4 years ago.
Okay.
Mhm.
Wow. I love, when I travel to different countries, I love how people look each other straight in the eyes when they speak. I love it. And people stare. Yeah, they stare. They just stare. I love it. In London or even in Florida, if someone stares at you, you think they're a bit, you think they're a bit crazy. You're like, why are you staring at me for? I don't mind people staring at all. Yeah, it just feels nice when people are honest, isn't it? So what language do they speak in India? What's the main one?
Well, so India, each state has its own language.
Yep,
Um, so I am from South India, and we speak something called Malayalam.
Malayalam. Okay.
Malayalam. We are from a state of coconuts. The state is named after coconuts. We have a
Oh
lot of
wow.
coconuts.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
it's called Kerala.
Can you speak it fluently?
Oh yeah, I can speak, read. I grew up in India.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I grew up in
Amazing.
India. I grew up. I was there till I was 19, and then we moved to the U.S. Our family moved to the U.S.
Oh wow. Well, you've developed like an American accent.
Little bit. I would
Yeah.
say
Oh, so you speak to your prospective wife in Malayalam.
Malayalam. Yeah, yeah,
Malayalam. Oh wow.
yeah. And but Hindi is also considered, since we can understand each other in India, we speak either Hindi or English when we go to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, my
And,
wife can speak a bit. I think she understands Hindi.
okay.
What? Yeah, my wife is from her family's from Bangladesh,
Oh,
so
really? Nice.
she understands Hindi as well.
Okay. That must be interesting. Vietnamese and Bangladesh.
Bangladesh, yeah, we're going to have some amazing babies. Our babies are going to look Mexican. I always joke with my wife. I said to her, our baby's going to come out Mexican. And she's like, no, I don't want Mexican babies. I want little Vietnamese babies. Oh, man.
Man, I really appreciate Brother Kai. Like everything you're done with your home, your space, and with yourself too. I appreciate that. I want to mention that. And also, I would like my brother to, sit with you, but it's his. I can understand.
Yeah, it's timing, if when the time's right, it will happen.
Uh,
We always want the best for our loved ones, isn't it?
uh,
It only happens when it needs to happen, you know, and can't really force anything upon. So I'm going to be 45 years old this year. In July, I look forward to being 95. I look forward to it.
40,
There's so
when?
much
When
things.
exactly?
Pardon?
45 this year, you said?
Yeah, I'm going to be 45. But I forget, my wife reminds me how old I am. I'm almost forgetting, but she reminds me. I always look forward to being older. It's not that I want to rush ahead, but I'm always looking forward to dying. Always. It's not because I want to rush ahead, but I am looking forward to dying.
Mm, so very anything like that.
Oh well. So who's going to India? Is it yourself, your mother, and your father? Anyone else?
And my brother, all four of us.
Oh wow, nice, nice. So has your brother been to India before?
He, like me, also grew up in India, but he hasn't gone back for 16 years, ever since he came to the US.
Oh wow, he's younger than you, isn't it?
He's younger than me by 7 years.
Yeah.
So
Oh wow. The girls are gonna love him.
definitely, most
Yeah, he's gonna go out there and the auntie's like, hey, let me introduce you to someone.
definitely.
And your brother runs. He's like, nah, it's okay. He's not ready. He's not ready yet.
It would be very good for him as well. I didn't know. It surprised me that he was willing to take this journey for an extended period for almost 2 months. And yeah, it surprised me that he was open to that. So
Yeah, he's gonna have fun. I can imagine he's like, we all had lockdown, isn't it? And he's like, okay, let's go visit. Oh well. So brother Ethan, it's come to time now that I'm going to say goodbye. Yes. Um, it's been, it was. I'm always glad to, that we spend time like this, and it's so nice to see you come along. And for me, it's really nice that today it was just a simple reminder, isn't it, brother Ethan? Just a simple reminder that we're Avatar. That's all it is. Just play the game, brother. Play the game knowing it's a game. Live the dream knowing it's a dream. It's that simple. No regrets either. But just be aware that while we're here in this dream, or in this place, or whatever you want to call it, without this, we can't experience it. And depending on how this is, it makes it makes us experience life a different way. That makes sense what I'm saying, isn't it? Yeah. So just follow your honesty inside, but practice if you can, just to watch the breath. Then there's no more guesswork. Because those two things that I said to you there is, that's the acknowledgement that that is always there, like on tap. Don't need to look outside for it. Okay, brother Ethan. I send you, your mother, your father, everyone, your brother. I'm very excited for you. And with my heart, with my love. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Only to fall home.
Thank you, Brother Kai.
Till the next time, my brother. There we go. Ethan's gonna get married. Well, maybe. We see how it goes. Well, I hope you guys, you dear viewer at home, hope you learned something new about yourself. Maybe it reminded of you something that you are experiencing in life at the moment, or someone you know. Maybe you have received an answer that you're looking for. Thank you for watching. Until the next time, I am the Avatar, known as Tao Chi Kai, Omni the Full Home.